Lust. Jake was nervous, really nervous. He had thought out a million outfits to put on that day, changed his mind about each, and finally went back to his initial choice, a simple blue shirt with a pair of jeans. Too simple, he thought, but there was barely anything more sophisticated in his closet. Anne likes blue, he reassured himself. He looked at his image in the mirror as if for the first time, trying to assess himself from feminine eyes. He was of average height with blonde hair and brown eyes. He had a well-sculpted face with a fleshy, slightly puckered pair of pale, red lips, and a body that was trim from the daily manual work done in his fairly large vegetable garden. He knew that he was handsome and had an attractive physique. Otherwise, anyone with Anne's beauty and opulence would not have looked twice at him. That evening, he watched Anne walk into his simple condominium, looking chic and elegant like a sophisticated lady. She wore a combination of velvet, silk, and cashmere, with plush black mink fur curled around her neck. Her raven black hair was curled into a bun on the back of her head. She looked as though she had just stepped out of a Kennedy family portrait. He was taciturn with butterflies in his belly as he watched her enter, embrace him high-spiritedly, and settle down to eat. He waited carefully for the perfect moment, while she took graceful bites from her vegetarian burger he had ordered for home delivery. "Anne, I have something to tell you." She stopped chewing. "What is it, Jake?" "I would rather show you. Come with me. Close your eyes, please." So she did, allowing him to take her by the arm while her left hand remained in the air with her burger still gripped in it. They moved towards the backyard, and Jake stepped into a little storehouse next to his vegetable garden. She stood there with him, eyes still shut, and then casually took another bite. "No, don't eat any more." "What is this, Jake?" she asked with her eyebrows knitted. "Okay, you can open your eyes now." She opened her eyes and looked at the neat arrangement of short cucumbers forming letters which spelled out, "Will you marry me?" She coughed and choked a little on her burger. "I told you to stop eating." She coughed again and spat out a small bite of burger. It contained a small piece metal which fell into the concrete floor with a dull clink. There was a ring in the burger. Jake picked it up, wiped it off on his jeans quickly, and held it out to her. "Jake!" she exclaimed. He grinned and his eyes twinkled while he tried to read her facial expression. Oh my God, I almost choked on an engagement ring. You are so... Oh my God." She began to blush. For a few seconds, she stared at the words written in cucumbers, then shook her head and said in a much quieter voice, "You just have a way of..." She broke off the sentence with a chortle. "A cute little way of doing things, Jake." "That's why you love me, right?" "Do you have any idea? I almost swallowed a ring, you know. If I had the nerve, I could shove one of those cucumbers up your ass right now." He laughed and his nervousness began to fade away. He knew Anne way too well. Proposing to shove one of the cucumbers up his ass meant yes. It was her aristocratic way of saying yes. He was excited. She leaned closer, grabbed his neck, and began kissing him. Jake broke off the kiss after half a minute. "Let's have an engagement dinner at the coffee shop down the street." A flash of disappointment passed over Anne's face. Then a thought came to mind, and she replied with a full smile. "We'll have an exquisite date night, a private engagement dinner party at Red Lobster." Jake's eyes dilated. "Red Lobster?" "The bill's on me," she added quickly. At dinner, they ate and talked about their dreams and the wonderful family they would make. Jake looked into the void, painting gaudy images of his dreams. "Anne, I want to be wealthy someday. I want to be able to match your status. When I was younger, I dreamed of cruising on a luxury yacht, owning an empire, and so much more. I also dreamed of having a gorgeous, elegant wife to myself.